Okay, now that we talked about what we want in a trusted computing base, we want it to be trustworthy, we want it to be high assurance, and we said even follow some design principles. So let's talk a little bit about how do we build a trusted computing base. Well, first of all, if we claim it to be a trusted computing base, it has to implement certain key requirements or features that you associate with a secure system. In other words, it must implement certain security relevant functions, certain functions that are important for securing access to resources. So for example, it has to address authentication. If it doesn't address authentication, we wouldn't know who's making a request for a resource that is protected in the system. It has to do access control. Access control for whatever resources that we have, could be files, could be other kind of objects that we have. When it comes to access control, we talked about two different kinds of access control. We talked about mandatory access control. It may support that. It may support labels that can be used to implement the BLP model, for example, or some of the other mandatory access control models that we discussed. It has to support discretionary access control. So somebody who creates a resource, they have some control over who can access it and who cannot access it. The basic idea here is that when you say, I'm going to build a trusted computing base, the first question you have to think about is, well, there's some core functions I have to provide, some core mechanisms that have to go into the system. And these are some examples of those.